guys, it's Chelsea. I have a longly awaited video today talking all about engagement and being engaged. If you're new to my channel, my name is Chelsea and I've done YouTube videos ever since I was like 13 years old, and now is a pretty pivotal point in my life where I'm planning to get married. So I'm not alone for this video. I have my fiance Nick.
Hey guys, I'm Nick. I feel like everyone in Chelsea's house is asleep, so I don't want to be the guy that's like waking up everyone.
If you guys watched our proposal video,
Right.
We did kind of like a vlog style video. I still have more like vlog footage to make for another video, but I wanted to put this up before I made that one.
And if you haven't seen that video, we can put it right here.
Or the link in the description.
Yeah, a link in the description as well. There's been some common questions that have come about, so Chelsea and I have kind of like sifted through them and see which ones are recurring, and we're going to just kind of talk about them, have an open conversation.
Ever since the start of our relationship, we felt like it was very like God ordained, like God wanted us together because he made it very clear to the both of us. And so we feel confident, especially moving into this next season of marriage, which it still feels weird to talk about.
Yeah, to say that and to say fiance. Like last night we were walking, you labeled yourself like in passing as like my girlfriend, and it's like still weird to say fiance. So.
It just sounds so fancy too. I always think I'm like French when I say that.
Fiance.
A lot of people are questioning, like, did I know about the engagement, like what was going on through my head, especially since I went to a completely different country, and we both went, and it was my first time out of the country. And it was an amazing trip. So to answer your guys' questions, I didn't know that he was going to propose. We talked about like getting engaged like within a certain time period, like from pretty much around now to next year in the summertime.
We just knew that it was something that was going to work for us, so.
Yeah. So I made him switch sides with me because I said my hair looked better on this side. So
this is part of engagement.
Now I'm actually gonna kind of go over some questions. I think there's about 6 here. People are wondering how long our engagement will be.
About 6 months, honestly.
Yeah, we don't want to be engaged for like a year because I would rather still be dating. That's why we're currently in premarital counseling. They don't even call it that. They call it marriage mentoring. So they pair us up with like a seasoned couple who've been together for
not older than 10 years. They've been married for more than 10 years, and it's through our local church.
Yeah.
So.
And we haven't been paired with our mentors yet, but we have like homework every week that we gotta do.
And a book that we're reading through.
And I already have a date set. We're getting married in March, and so I have pretty much everything, the bulk of everything laid out, and
thank God.
I haven't really included you in any of the planning.
I asked for that, to be honest, because I don't know, just the whole planning and doing this and that.
Most guys just don't really care.
It just, I don't know, it just like honestly gives me anxiety just thinking about it. So I asked to be separated from it, and I just told Chelsea like, hey, if you need help or you want my opinion on something, then ask me, but don't like lay out a big book or chart of like all these things and decisions that have to be made, because like, I mean, ultimately you're always told as a guy like the wedding day is going to be primarily for the bride. So I figured, let's kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Let's not give me 29 anxiety attacks thinking about this, and then let's let Chelsea just like make it however she wants, and I'll just show up. So that's been the game plan, and we're sticking with it. So if you hear some of these things and you're like, well, I don't agree with that, we don't fault you for that. We don't blame you. So
naturally everyone's gonna have a different situation. There have been times where I've been really stressed, even though we've only been engaged for a couple weeks.
Yeah, almost a month.
Almost a month, yeah. It's been hard at some points because we're currently going through school. We're in a lot of similar classes. Just balancing it all is rough. So yesterday I just started crying. I was like, this is too much. But that's just the reality of it. I think some people just have points like that where they're just like, I just need a break. The biggest thing people are probably even wondering but don't ask is why are you getting married so young? Like, you guys are 20 and 21. I'm gonna be 21 soon, but it's just a lot of people assume that the right age to get married to someone is right after you get out of college. You want to make sure all of your priorities are in line and that you do things boom, 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 like the standard American dream way.
And again, it's not wrong if you have done that.
But this is what I've been told a lot. God doesn't send anyone on the same path. So
we just found that, you know what, why are we waiting on a college degree? Like, how are we going to let a piece of paper determine the decisions that we want to make? Like,
together, ultimately.
Yeah, like as a couple. Like, and so, and again, no one's wrong for doing that. I think it's very responsible to do that. I just know for us, that we were just like, you know, we're both on the same mindset that we're not dropping out of school, we're not quitting school, so we're going to continue pursuing our degrees 100%. And
we have study nights together.
We'll meet up. Yeah, so I mean, we're always doing something with school or homework or assignments, and we have those conversations often.
And Nick works a full-time job.
Yeah,
I work on stuff like this. Like, we've proven over time that we can make this work. And the fact that we would move in together and start our lives together would honestly benefit us for our situation.
I mean, yeah, like, and you know, again, that's not the reason, that's not the sole reason, or even I would say one of the top reasons. But I mean, it is a benefit. Like, you know, we don't live together now. We don't share any of the same bills or anything like that. Other than our phone bill, because I get a 60% discount with AT&T. But anyways, it just makes sense for us to save more money. I mean, we're not going to be paying 2 rent bills, 2 light bills, 2 phone bills, 2 insurance bills. So, like, I don't know how many people live with their boyfriend or girlfriend, or I don't like, but I just know that we didn't, and we chose not to before marriage. So we're not just looking at that, but we're also looking at things like, you know, if you love a person and you're confident that you're going to marry them, like, why not spend another 2, 3, 4 years of your life married to the person that you love, you know? I've
heard way too many things from couples that are married, that marriage only matures people. It does bring out, like, I've heard that it makes you realize how selfish you are and
all of your insecurities.
Yeah. And while we're aware of that, I know that it's going to be difficult a lot of times for us to understand each other. I mean, we're a guy and a girl. Like, we're so different just in our genetic makeup. Like, just how we react to things and all of that. We've even realized that in dating and engagement, that, like, there are some things that we'll definitely have to, like, work out. But that's with like everyone. There's personality differences. Anyone who says that someone's completely 100% compatible is a liar, because
there's no way.
Always something that you guys might butt heads on, or like might have to talk out, or might have to walk out of the room for. So I think I'm just mostly excited to flourish in a different atmosphere, to find new things about myself, and to become ultimately, like, more God honoring with the way that I live. And
your marriage,
God loves marriage. Like, he designed it. He designed sex. He just designed marriage to be special and sacred. And so
I love how you went, he designed marriage, he designed sex, he designed, that's it. Yeah, that's all he made. That's all he did. But no, and I also want to say this before I forget about it. Those of you watching who are older and you've got time in marriage under your belt, or maybe you're just older, you've been through marriage, maybe you're divorced. I don't know who you are, but to some of those of you thinking in your head right now, like, oh, you naive children, you have no clue. So I want to be very gentle, but I want to be very firm in saying that I know that Chelsea and I will have fights. I know that we will have yelling matches. I know that we will not always agree. It's the truth. Like, we're fully aware that marriage is not just fun, joy, rainbows. I mean, you're merging two people and their lives together, and that is a very messy process. So, and there may be times when, financially it's hard and built. We get all of the stuff that comes with it. Now it's just about walking through it and actually being in it, because it's one thing to watch film on the screen, but it's another thing to be in the game. So we respect everyone who is married, and also those of you who aren't married but have are pursuing it, and those of you who are married and have made it work. We get that it's not going to be easy. So
I also don't want to spend too much time defending our relationship, because we're so secure in it and ourselves. There's people out there who have opinions, and I clearly have noticed that because of all the DMs I've gotten.
Oh.
Nick, that is not good for you.
Ow. Okay. We're good. Let's keep rolling.
I don't see myself with anyone else. And I honestly didn't know that I would be with someone at this point in my life. We are people of faith. We put our hope and trust in Jesus, and although that's not the case for everyone, and we're not projecting that on you, it makes us so secure in each other, because we're not relying on each other to fulfill needs that only Jesus can fill within ourselves. So and I know that's going to be tested so many times, because I'll think, oh, Nick needs to fulfill this need in me because this is what the world constantly portrays that he needs to. But then that's a check for me to go, okay, God, I'm not right with you. I'm off track. Please just be close to me in this moment, because there's going to be a lot of those times for you and for me. Yeah. I think that's the exciting thing of our relationship, is because we have our hope and trust in something that doesn't move and that's steady, when sometimes we might be.
Yeah. And I'm just kind of glad that we're both smart. We both make smart decisions. And not saying we always make the right decisions, but we always make, I wouldn't say always either, but on a upward trend, we normally make the smarter decisions. So when people come into work and tell me, and it breaks my heart a lot of times, honestly, when I have to split phone accounts, because I work at AT&T, because of a divorce or something like that. That sucks. You making the decision to fly overseas and see another woman, and then getting caught. And then you, and I've heard all of those things at work a few times. And then you portraying to me never get married because it'll just end bad.
And this is what happened to me, so it's gonna happen to you.
No, you're just a dummy. You just made stupid decisions. So and that sounds super harsh, but that's the truth, and the truth doesn't really care about your feelings.
There's always redemption in that, if people choose to go the right way, repenting of those things. I sound very, very Christian right now, but it's true. That's a powerful thing.
I'll be quite honest with you, because I'm not the YouTuber here. I do think that decisions like that are dumb. I just don't agree with them. If you're married and you're choosing alcohol over loving your wife, I think that's dumb. If you're choosing to go overseas and find another woman, or down the street, or at your job, even though you've made a commitment to your wife, I think that's dumb. I think men and women need to honor their commitment and honor what they say they're gonna do. And when I don't see that, I don't agree with it.
I feel bad because, in all honesty, Nick's been on videos and he's said things that are just very real. He feels very passionate about them, but then people are just awfully rude in the comments. So I love him because he is being honest with just saying how he feels, but also making sure that that there is a turning point. You don't have to do those things anymore. But you've gotten some rude comments, and so
and you know what? That's okay with me, because ultimately I'm going to be judged by God by my character. So last question: how did you feel after you got engaged?
So I didn't really know how to process the emotions I was feeling whenever Nick asked me to be his wife, future wife. How does it
Would
work?
you be my future wife?
I was so thrown off. If you guys go watch the video, he starts off by preaching about the very place that we were at, the Sea of Galilee, how Jesus calmed the winds and how he wanted that to happen in his life, like when things come his way. And so I thought, like, this is what I was thinking while I was watching him. I was like, oh wow, this is so amazing. Like, Nick's talked about the Sea of Galilee before we've come here and broadened his horizons when it comes to the scripture, and the fact that he gets to like talk about it while we're on it is just so cool. And so I thought it was like just more of a normal thing, because at each holy site in Israel we would kind of break down in scripture like what happened here. My friend Kirby did it, a couple of other people, and so I was like, oh, this is just normal. And then he turned the conversation, if you watch the video, to, and this is what I need, or this is what I'm hoping for in like the next season of my life. And then he goes, with that, Chelsea, and then he grabs my hand and I'm like, oh, like this is like a lot going on. I knew immediately that he was going to ask me because he grabbed a box from my friend Sammy. The one speculation I had that day was Nick insisted that I wear makeup to take pictures in Jerusalem, to like take nice pictures, and I was like, okay, that makes sense, but you never asked me to wear makeup. You also never
I think that was the first time I'd ever like asked you to wear makeup or like
to wear a cute outfit.
Chelsea was going to wear ripped blue skinny jeans, and I was like, Jesus, why have you forsaken me? I think you should wear this. And then she's like, no. I'm like, well, wear that instead.
Yeah, I was trying to wear a certain dress that had like a slit up the leg, while it's okay, casual, and like a normal setting.
But it was long and flow. It wasn't like raunchy.
Yeah. But we were told that we were going to go to holy site, so I was like, oh, I have to wear something like that's down to my knees. And so Nick picked out the dress that I was wearing. And then in my head, I was like, you're so annoying. Why would you ask me to wear makeup? Like, this is frustrating me. So I felt like he had so many opinions about this, what I wore and all of this. So we get to the Sea of Galilee. Proposal happened. Afterwards, I was just like wanting, like, not that I didn't like that everyone was there, because it was amazing and incredible, but I just wanted I kind of wanted a moment alone, so people like kind of like moved away in the boat, and we just got to like talk a little bit about it, but mostly I was just like awestruck. I was like, did that just happen?
Yeah, but yeah, that's and you know, people asked us like a few days after pretty consistently, like, has it set in yet? Has it set in yet? And
it didn't until we got back home.
Yeah, we always gave the same answer, like, not really. Like, I think when we get back home it will. And sure enough, as soon as not a couple days after we got back to the U.S. and the jet lag wore off, praise God, it set in, especially after we started going and looking at venues, which we only went to one.
We went to one, decided. That's just so typical, I think, of us. We're just like, once we have our eyes set on something, we just want to.
Probably a good amount of our family will be there, so. But
we didn't have money for it, then we wouldn't have like a wedding. We probably would have eloped. That's what my parents did.
Yeah, and I mean, they're married, and how long have they been married?
They've been together, I think, for about 26 or 27 years.
Yeah, my parents have been married since '93, which would have been 25. It'll be 20.
I think our parents have been married around the same time.
Yeah, it'll be 26 years in January. So that's another thing that we're super thankful for.
Honestly, I'm sure both of our parents have gone through times where
they
wanted to cut the cord too, but they remember their commitment and
stuck through it.
Yeah, because a commitment goes beyond feelings. It goes beyond like tension, and so that's what we have to see as an example, and that's what we want to replicate for ourselves.
I think that covers all the bases, guys. Yeah, and again, I just want to say this because you'll have to edit this in somewhere. I do not want it to sound like I'm being overly abrasive or overly aggressive. I want to come off on everything with love, with gentleness, but also with firmness in my beliefs and my thought pattern and what I know to be biblical truth.
And although we've sat here and talked about our relationship, we've done several videos together, like when Nick and I are together, there's no cameras, there's nothing happening, like there's no pressure to be presentable and have all these questions for you guys, and like Nick, not that Nick is acting like different now. Nick and I are more comfortable naturally together, like when there's not a camera, because that's
like
not
there's
natural.
there's
This
a
isn't
camera
natural.
and a microphone and there's a big ring light here.
Yeah.
I mean,
not that it's a bad thing to have a camera and sit down and talk to it. I've gotten used to that over the years because I've done it so many times, and it's become a more natural thing. But for most people, they sit down in front of a camera, they find it like totally weird.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I'm talking to an audience through a little piece of plastic and glass. Like it's just, it's strange
and
to
it
me
takes
still.
time to get used to. So this time of engagement will end in March, but I've been told over and over, just from you guys who are married or who are currently engaged, to just enjoy the season. So we're taking it like
Slow,
a day at a time.
Yeah.
Although I have a countdown on my phone.
This has been a very, I didn't expect it to be, but it's been a very informal video, kind of more like a conversation, which I almost prefer.
I just wanted to say thank you for being on another video, because you don't have to be.
So many of you guys left such positive and nice comments.
Yeah.
And that we truly read. Like, we will go through them and sift through them like one by one and just read them. So many of you guys left kind comments and encouraging. Yeah. So we just want to extend an arm and just say thank you so much. That really encourages us and gives us a lot of hope, and it just brings joy to our day and our lives and our relationships. So to those of you who are kind and thought-giving, we just want to say thank you. Hey, thank you guys for watching. It means the world to us. We hope that you stick around and subscribe to the channel. We're going to be uploading here more and more about our journey, just everything that we're going through. And
love y'all.
Yeah. See ya.
You gotta say deuces.
I do not say deuces. I just say
deuces.
peace out.